the argument, and you haven't given me a single fucking inference rule, right? Every single time you've attempted to do so, it's just been something that's either made up or wholly inapplicable to the argument that you've made. It's fucking embarrassing right now. How the fuck does your hand smell after pulling that syllogism out of your ass? You're fucking retarded. You've been annihilated throughout the entire course of the discussion.
She done. So you're obviously embarrassing yourself, and once again, you're breathing hard as bitch. You're breathing hard as shit. Do you need an asthma pump, bitch? I'll give you one, bitch. Akamakashaka, give that dumbass bitch an asthma pump, stupid ass bitch. So back to what that I was fucking saying, you fake nose freak. You're getting your back blown out. You look fucking humiliating in this conversation. Once again, I never claimed that you was committing an argument from English, you dumb fuck. I said, well, if you're saying that I would need to give an interval in order for my argument to be valid, right? Then you would be committing an argument for English because you're saying that without me applying a fucking inference rule, my argument cannot be fucking valid, right? And I already told you the analogy.
I said, girl, why you keep calling? I said, girl, why you keep calling? Yeah. She said, I need a new whip. Yeah, cause I know that you're still ballin'. 21 minutes until I gotta go, so I told that girl I'm gonna slaughter it.
It's the inference rule that the argument's using.
You don't even look good right
You're getting
now.
fucking backshot on this discussion. You're not able to keep up with me. I'm much sharper than you. I'm much faster than you. Now, I'm gonna ask the question again, D1. What inference rule is the argument using? Or do you not know what an inference rule is because you're a stupid piece of shit?
Are you stupid? I don't need to use an inference rule.
No, you don't need to use an inference rule, D1. Are you that fucking stupid? You don't think that argument's... Wait. So just to be clear, D1, just to be clear, you don't think that in order for an argument to be formally valid, it has to have an inference rule? Because that's just true by definition, D1. You don't want to deny fucking analytic truth.
Right now, you shitty ass bitch.
Wait, so you just don't know the first two things about logic, right? You don't know what formal validity is. You don't know the conditions under which arguments are valid, right? And then not only is that the case, you also just denied a claim that's analytically true. This guy's incredibly fucking stupid. Now we have his like retarded friend fucking hopping in because he sees his friend getting bitched, but it's not gonna help you. D1, you're doing horrible in this conversation. You're getting embarrassed right now. The idea.
Okay, all right. Your mic is loud as fuck. I swear, I'm not biased.
The reason you have to mute him is because you're getting blown the fuck out in the conversation. You look retarded in the conversation. You're getting blown the fuck out on multiple occasions. Look, the more that you do this, the more worse you look to the entire VC. So the reason you're ankle biting is because you're fucking losing.
Hold on. So just to be clear, the reason I got muted just now is because D1, a fucking fiction debater, is losing to an IRL debater on fucking Naruto right now. That's how low level he is. He's so fucking incredibly stupid, he cannot keep up in a discussion with me. And now this fucking with me guy has to hop in for his...
Understand how you view the jutsu. So if the jutsu, for example,
You're gonna get your fucking back blown out by me. I'll debate you afterwards. D1, you got your back blown out as well. I don't know why you're trying to... Wait, now we have this fucking double Phoenix person in. I'm fine with the 1v3 because 3 of your brains would fucking fit in mine. So incredibly stupid, so incredibly bad faith. So many bad faith tactics were utilized across this conversation. It's fucking impossible to count. You've been intellectually backshot in this fucking discussion because I'm a rhetorical mastermind. I'm a fucking rhetorical mastermind. Wait, have you seen what's been going on Twitter? Every single person has been talking about how you've gotten fucking shit on by me. There's been so many fucking threads about it because of how poorly you've done in our past conversation. You probably don't even remember. Your reputation right now is fundamentally unrecoverable. You're fucking featherweight. You can't even beat me in a fucking fiction debate. And I'm a fucking IRL debate.
Are you in a moderator or just at this fucking...
You've been fucking shit on. Now he's crying for the moderator because he can't answer my question. You can't tell me what the difference was. Do you want to do help? Whitney, help, please. I'm retarded. I'm losing my evil destiny. Please.
Okay, all right.
D1, you've gotten blown the fuck out in this conversation.
You look fucking retarded right now, D1.
Holy shit. Wait, if you're mad about interrupting, D1, go ahead. Tell me what the inference rule is. I won't interrupt you a single...
Yeah, what's the fucking inference rule, D1?
Yeah, I won't interrupt you a single time, D1. What's the inference rule?
2, you're muted. Okay, go ahead, D1.
Thank you. So you're...
Your mic is lagging.
Because unlike philosophy, right? Who, my mic?
Yeah.
Am I good now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Say the
like I was
topic.
saying before. Huh?
Go ahead.
The topic is CE Xocky versus CE Lee. So he thinks that I need to give an inference rule in order to convey my argument to you guys, but no, that's not how that works, right? Even in philosophy, you do not need to give a fucking syllogism, P1, P2, and a conclusion in order to convey an argument as well. Within a fictional debate, things are determined by the author. The author was determines what is true within his own imagination. So fiction is from imagination, okay? So it does not need to follow any sort of logic, which our reality follows. Okay, so that's the presupposition that you're going under, which you would need to prove as well. You're getting your back blown on in this conversation. You don't even look good right now. You just have your boyfriend goons in the background trying to hype you up when he's also a retard who works at a fucking Walmart. Okay, so like again, it's just stated verbatim by the author that Lee beats Sasuke. That's all the argument that I need in order to convey this fucking meaning. You stupid bitch. I don't need to fucking use logic in order to convey the argument. It's just directly stated that Lee would beat Sasuke. And the author determines what's true in his own fiction. Stupid bitch. So, GG, easy clap.
Holy shit, wait, he's trying to pack over server me. That's fucking hilarious. I didn't know D1 the fucking retard is gonna try to attempt to give us philosophy lessons right now. Yes, in order for a fucking argument to be formally valid, it does need a fucking inference rule. That's by definition. An inference rule is just some rule by which the set of premises is connected to the conclusion in such a way where the conclusion follows from the premises. So the fucking retard doesn't understand basic philosophy. Now he's saying, oh, well, I don't need a formal argument. I don't need a formal argument in fiction. Yeah, I know you fucking stupid fiction debaters don't utilize formal arguments. And the reason you don't utilize formal arguments is because all of you are fucking retarded. And when you tried to give a formal argument, it ended up being invalid because there's no fucking inference rule in the argument. And that's fine. Look, let's say I don't make any normative claim. I don't make any claim about burden of proof. I don't say anything whatsoever. All that I want to get clear on, D1, you fucking stupid piece of shit, is that you're refusing to give a formal argument. As long as you refuse to give a formal argument, I'm happy. So just to be clear, D1, yes or no, will you be able to tell me the inference rule of the argument so I know it's formally valid?
If you made, I would like evidence for said claim because Hitchin raises the argument without evidence to be dismissed without evidence. So what is the evidence or justification that your argument is true, or that I need to give some valid argument in order to convey the meaning? I already told you that it's directly stated from the author that my character be said character that you have, right? So that's all I need in order to prove that argument, right? Now you're saying that a valid argument is like premises which correlate with each other, which makes that follows with the conclusion, right? I never deny that, but simple as that. I never even gave an argument to why he fucking wins in the first place. All I said was directly stated from the author, since the author states it is true. Okay, so if your user put your brain together, bitch, you will know. Thirdly, I just want evidence for that. If you're not going to show any evidence other than you just using your own reasoning and logic, which is what's in question, you just be begging the question and I'll just dismiss it. So simple as that. Retard.
Wait, now the entire fucking discussion is getting derailed by D1. I don't know if, I mean, I'm glad there's a fucking recording of this because D1 just very straightforwardly dodged my fucking question because this retard can't fucking track basic questions. So the question was this, can you tell me the inference rule, yes or no, right? And what fucking D1 did is this retard dodged my question, went on a fucking ramble, and never answered my question, right? So what I'm really interested in, D1, what I'm interested in is somebody who's in the RL community, is somebody who's a very avid viewer of Destiny, is what I'm fundamentally interested on a very fundamental level, on a very axiomatic level, is actually receiving arguments for the claims that people make, D1. And you made a fucking claim. I don't know if you remember that, you piece of shit, but you made the claim, right, that one of the characters beats the other character, right? That's the fucking claim you made, D1, you dumb piece of shit. And when I asked you for the formal argument, you actually attempted to give one, right? You gave a set of premises and you gave a conclusion. But since you're a fucking retard, since you're a fucking fiction debater, since you don't actually know how logic works, you weren't capable of actually providing an inference rule. And after you weren't capable of providing an inference rule, what happened is that you fucking pivoted off, right? And you pivoted off of my question as well. When I asked you the question to provide the fucking inference rule, you also pivoted away from that. So D1, you dumb piece of shit, I'm gonna ask the question one more time, right? And then afterwards, I'm fine with moving to judgment. Do you have an inference rule for the fucking argument?
So one more time for this ugly ass deformed alligator looking bitch. You're fucking breathing, huffing and puffing. You're like, you're pivoting away from the conversation. Bitch, lose some weight, you big fat fuck. The fuck, go run on a motherfucker treadmill or do something, nigga. You sound like a big ass balloon, you big body bitch. You sound like a motherfucker water balloon, matter of fact. Bitch, it look like if I was just a fucking poke a motherfucker hole in your belly, bitch, you would just blow up, you big body bitch. So back to what the fuck I was saying, you fucking retard. I asked you what's the fucking evidence for me needing to give an inference rule in order for the argument, other than you giving your own reasoning, which is circular, which would be begging the question. I need some external evidence. You have failed to provide any evidence for said claim, retard. You made several claims in this debate, and you're pivoting away from any evidence because you have any evidence other than your own reasons, which is begging the question, which I already pointed out. Thirdly, like I stated before, you stupid bitch, right? I already told you that I already gave you premises and the conclusion from that, right? P1. Lee is faster than Sasuke. P2, Lee has every counter to Sasuke. conclusion, therefore Xocky will win. That's all I need. That argument is valid. The fucking premises correlate with each other. If the premises are true, then that means that the fucking argument is true as well. The conclusion is true. Would follow. Said it before, you haven't given any refutation to P1, P2. I don't need to use any sort of inference rule in order to convey that meaning to you. Okay? And you still have not shown me evidence why an inference rule is necessary, bitch. So what is the evidence for that? You're just saying that I'm pivoting away from all these fucking questions. I don't need to answer your questions, although they're already responded to them by saying what's the evidence for this. Right? I already told you that how Hitch's razor works. I'm talking to you on a fundamental level, like you just said, you stupid bitch ass nigga. The Hitch razors, they are arguing without evidence to be dismissed without evidence. You haven't provided any evidence. You look bad in this conversation. You look dumb. And I can't wait till you post this shit on YouTube because you look like a fucking retard, you stupid bitch. So go ahead, respond.
Yeah, you've gotten fucking embarrassed in this conversation. This is terrible. What just happened, by the way, just so everyone in the fucking audience can be aware of the fact that I just asked him what the inference rule was, and the response I got was, you sound like a fucking water balloon, followed by him continuously not tracking what I said prior. So what it was that I said prior, just to be clear for the audience, right, is I said, I don't know if I'm making a claim about whether or not it's necessary for him to give an inference rule, because I'm not clear on what he means by necessary, right? And I don't care about whether or not it's necessary, whether or not he ought to give one, because I'm not making any claims about that whatsoever, right? The only thing I'm doing is I'm asking for the inference rule, and I don't have to make any outside claims to do so, because D1 himself, the retard, tried to give a formal argument, right? He tried to give a formal argument, he tried to give a set of premises and a conclusion, and he said in his prior ramble just now that he thinks that the conclusion correlates to the set of premises. And when I asked him, does he know the inference rule that connects the premises and the conclusion, he's not able to tell me. So just to be clear, D1, there's a claim on the table. I just answered your question. Now there's a new claim on the table, right? The claim on the table is that the premises correlate to the conclusion. I assume that what you mean by that is that the conclusion follows from the premises. So now what I'm asking you, right, for the third fucking time, you brain dead fucking retard, is just what is it that connects the conclusion to the set of premises?
Who is this nigga? Y'all bust your head in after this debate. Hold on.
So I'm gonna respond to it. I'm using the Socrates fucking inference rule, you stupid bitch. So that is the response to that. Anyways, like I was saying before, you did make a claim on me needing to give an inference rule. You said it was necessary in order to give a valid argument. So now you came and track your own fucking argument, you stupid bitch. But I already responded to the inference rule that I'm providing you, stupid ass bitch, which has a set of two premises and a conclusion. Do you not know what an inference rule is based off? Stupid bitch. Please keep up, you retard. You don't look good in this conversation. You're in your black blown out right now, and you look like a fucking so bad bitch. Okay? Now, Apollo will be so disappointed in your retarded ass because he had your black blown out in the fucking other day. Stupid bitch. Now, back to what I was saying, bro. You haven't given any evidence for said claim, so now you're just saying you don't know if I need to give an inference rule. So if you don't know if I need to give an inference rule, what's the point of me giving one when I already gave you the argument for said claim? So you would need to address the argument directly and stop asking me for a fucking inference rule, and please keep up and track the conversation. You don't look good. You're getting humiliated in front of goons as well. So once again, I gave you the inference rule. Now please respond to the premises and the conclusion, because if you don't address the premises and the conclusion, guess what? My argument will go through. Simple as that. Now unmute that dumbass bitch.
Ooh, he just said he gave the fucking Socrates inference rule. That's hilarious, okay? I don't know why this fucking retard tries to mute cuck, right? He tries to make it so that the conversations where it's like fucking 2 minutes, where I have to be fucking muted, right? This guy's getting so much free time, and in all this fucking free time he gets that I wouldn't allow him to get personally because I don't like fucking evasive retards, in all this time he gets, what he decides to do is talk with so little substance without responding to a single point that was made. So just to be clear, I'm not actually convinced that you answered my question because you fucking invented the Socrates inference rule. There's no such thing called the Socrates inference rule. If anyone here wants to search up Socrates inference rule, they're not going to find a single fucking result. You're getting fucking annihilated right now. You're getting humiliated in this conversation. You talk so much and say so little. Every single bad faith tactic that you just have been pointed out, and you can try to rhetorically beat your chest and say, you've been bitched in this conversation, you've been humiliated in this conversation, but every single person that's tracking the discussion both rhetorically and substantively can see that you're getting your fucking back blown out. You're doing terrible in this discussion. So let's try again, right? What the fuck is the inference rule? You're a fucking lamb to the slaughter, right? You can't fucking tell me what the inference rule is other than saying, oh, it's the Socrates inference rule. But we all know that that's fucking made up. There's no such thing as the Socrates inference rule, Dion. And just to be clear, when I say that it's necessary, yeah, shut the fuck up. When I say it's necessary, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. I'll beat the fuck out of you in a debate. You're gonna get fucking annihilated by me. I'd fucking rhetorically slam you. Look at D1 having to have his fucking retards hop in. This is hilarious. I've seen fucking toddlers defend their positions better. Yeah, but anyways, what I was gonna say is that I didn't say, by the way, that it was necessary that D1 gives the inference rule. That's him strawmanning me. What I said very clearly is that it's necessary that in order for the argument to be valid, that it has an inference rule. And if he wants the evidence for that, that's an analytically true claim. That's true by definition, right? What it means for an argument to be valid is just for the conclusion to be connected to the set of premises via some inference rule. So anyways, I hope that D1 fucking answers my question and he doesn't dodge it and doesn't go on these fucking inane rambles where he says nothing of substance whatsoever and doesn't address a single question.
Okay, so I already gave you the inference rule. If you actually look up the Socrates example on Google, you would find out that's the inference rule. But obviously, you don't know what the Socrates example is, so I'll be straightforward. It's called a hypothetical syllogism. If you didn't study prop logic, bitch, you need to keep up. Obviously, you retarded ass bitch. So that is the inference rule that I gave you right there, a hypothetical syllogism. Thirdly, like I stated before, you retard, you're not actually responding to the fucking premises and the conclusion that I provided via my argument, right? And I already told you why my argument is valid because the premises correlate with each other and it follows that the conclusion is true based off the premises being true. Based off you not addressing the premises, they will go through as true, retard. So back to what I was saying, you fucking idiot. You don't actually look good in this conversation. It shows that you're running out of breath as you're speaking to me because you're getting mutilated right now. You keep repeating yourself. You said the fucking same thing fucking 20 times already because you're a fucking schizoman, you're a fat bitch, and you built like the fucking powerful Terry Beans, you ugly ass bitch ass nigga. Nigga said Billie Jean was not my lover. Ow, she's just a girl. Dumbass nigga try to smooth criminal walk in the motherfucker hour in the motherfucker back of the motherfucker alley with motherfucker cat
All right,
woman.
bro, you're just attacking. I'm finna
No,
mute
no,
you.
no, 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 because he was talking shit. So let me finish, right? So yeah, you try to moonwalk in the back of the alley with motherfucker Catwoman and fucking Batman. They smack your bitch ass with a bat arrow, you ugly ass bitch. And you turn into a Lunchable, you fat nose fuck. So back to what I was saying, you retard, because you're getting mutilated, you get your back blown out. You haven't responded to the premises or the conclusion. I already responded to the inference rule shit, and I already told you, even without me giving an inference rule, my argument could be valid. That would be you committing an argument for ignorance, saying that since I haven't provided the inference rule, meaning that the inference rule is not into consideration right here, right? For example, I could say, well, the dog went upstairs yesterday, and I cannot know if that thing happened or not, but that thing could have still occurred even without me knowing. Retard. Just like how I cannot know the inference rule, and the inference rule can still be applied without me knowing. Retard. But I just gave you the inference rule. Fat nose fuck. Now please respond.
Yeah, so by the way, the argument that you gave doesn't actually take the form of a hypothetical syllogism. The way that a hypothetical syllogism is, it doesn't go the way that you gave your argument, which is like, if we're to formally express the argument you gave, it would be P, Q, therefore R. The way a hypothetical syllogism goes, it's something like, if A then B, if B then C, A therefore C. That's what a hypothetical syllogism looks like, so you don't know what that is, right? And then over and over again, I noticed throughout the course of your fucking substanceless ramble, you can't pronounce the fucking word humiliated. When you're trying to say, I got humiliated during your fucking rambles, you said humiliated. You said humiliated 3 times in a row. I'm fucking seriously considering putting on an amber alert because you're fucking lost. Holy shit. You're a fucking lost child right now. I'm not sure you can hold more than 10 fucking words in your head at once. All you can do is just repeat back the same insults that I used to fucking hurt you. You've done terrible in this discussion, D1. All you've done in this conversation is fucking embarrass yourself on philosophy. If we're to recapitulate the structure of this discussion, what happened is that I asked you for the argument. You gave an argument that takes the form of PQ, therefore R. I fucking asked you for the inference rule of the argument. You were incapable of actually providing the inference rule. Then you said the Socrates inference rule, right? And then when I pointed out that that wasn't real, you said the hypothetical syllogism. But what you didn't realize, because you're retarded, is that what you gave wasn't actually a hypothetical syllogism because you don't understand anything about formal logic, because you're a fucking idiot, right? And just to be clear, just to be crystal clear for you, right? I never claimed that if the argument doesn't have an inference rule, or that if you can't, sorry, that if the argument doesn't have an inference rule, yeah, it's true that's not valid. But what I'm not claiming, very specifically, is that if you can't provide an inference rule, then it follows that there is none. Obviously, that would be an argument from ignorance. I'm not making that claim. The claim that I'm making is this, right? In order for me to be convinced that your argument is sound, right, I'm going to have to be convinced that it's valid. And in order for me to be convinced that's valid, I have to be convinced that there's some inference rule in the argument. And you haven't given me a single fucking inference rule, right? Every single time you've attempted to do so, it's just been something that's either made up or wholly inapplicable to the argument that you've made. It's fucking embarrassing right now. How the fuck does your hand smell after pulling that syllogism out of your ass? You're fucking retarded. You've been annihilated throughout the entire course of the discussion.
She done. So you're obviously embarrassing yourself, and once again, you're breathing hard as bitch. You're breathing hard as shit. Do you need an asthma pump, bitch? I'll give you one, bitch. Akamakashaka, give that dumbass bitch an asthma pump, stupid ass bitch. So back to what that I was fucking saying, you fake nose freak. You're getting your back blown out. You look fucking humiliating in this conversation. Once again, I never claimed that you was committing an argument from English, you dumb fuck. I said, well, if you're saying that I would need to give an interval in order for my argument to be valid, right? Then you would be committing an argument for ignorance because you're saying that without me implying a fucking inference rule, my argument cannot be fucking valid, right? And I already told you the analogy.
Mute him.
But so back to what I was saying, you fucking retard. Yeah, I already said that you would be committed to argument for ignorance. You're saying that if I don't provide an inference for my argument, that it will be invalid, right? What you just fucking claim in the first place, you fucking idiot. And yes, my argument is contingent based on a fucking hypothetical syllogism, you dumbass nigga, because it says P therefore Q, Q therefore R, so R therefore P, you stupid bitch. So the premises that set up that way was if it is the case that Lee is faster than Sasuke, guess what? Then he'll blitz him. I also said that if he'll blitz him, right, he'll has counters to that said Sasuke. Okay, so the him having counters to that Sasuke is equivalent to him being able to speed blitz that Sasuke based off him being faster than him as well. Retard. So it would make sense that the conclusion follows as well that Lee beats Sasuke. Retard. So back to what I was saying, you don't actually understand the argument that I provided, you stupid bitch ass nigga, because you're an ugly ass fucking troll. So back to what I was saying, nigga. What is the argument that is necessary for me to give an inference rule based off the argument that I provided? Because once again, the inference rule can already be applied without me giving one. The argument can be valid without me giving one. Okay, you're saying that you wouldn't be convinced if I can't tell you the inference rule. I don't need to give you the inference rule in order for the argument to be valid. I don't give a fuck if you're not convinced that the argument is valid. All I need to do is convince the judge that the argument is valid. And if he deems what the argument that I provided goes through and you haven't actually rhetorically dominated me or argumentatively dominated me and gave a fucking argument for why it is the case, then you're just a stupid bitch and you're lost in the sauce. Dumbass nigga. You work at Pizza Hut, you big body bitch. Just like goons work at Walmart stocking fucking donut shells and motherfucking canned goods with his bitch ass, stupid ass nigga. Oh man.
This is fucking hilarious. So just to be clear, this fucking D1 is saying that I humiliated myself. He fucking mispronounces humiliated again. I guess he didn't listen to my response to what was said. He also said that I haven't proven that I've dominated argumentally. I mean, this fucking retard has a habit for making up words, right? Not only has he made up the fucking Socrates inference rule, but he's also made up a fucking new word to try to cope when he's fucking losing the discussion. It's fucking horrible. Jesus Christ. Okay, you're clearly outmatched in this discussion. I don't take you to be any sort of intellectual exercise. Everyone in the VC, other than the stupid fucking knuckle draggers that clap like otters every time you talk, thinks you look fucking retarded. You're doing terrible in this debate. You're doing fucking terrible. What we got in the reply to what I just said is you fucking rambling about anime characters fighting each other in a way that's not providing the fucking inference rule to me, you stupid piece of shit. So just to be clear, next time you're gonna fucking ramble, make sure it's substantive, make sure it responds to actual points that I'm making, so I don't have to just keep fucking backing you. You're doing terrible in this discussion, D1. The reason you're getting humiliated is not just because your points are bad, but it's because you're a brain dead fucking retard that's not capable of keeping up with somebody like me. So why don't you try one more time, D1, instead of doing your like fucking fake laughs, right, and saying I got humiliated? Why not instead actually provide me the inference rule? We know it's not a hypothetical syllogism, right, or the fucking Socrates rule as you called it, because you like fucking inventing terms, because the argument takes the form of PQ, therefore R, right? A hypothetical syllogism takes the form of if P then Q, if Q then R, P therefore R. So obviously you're not giving a hypothetical syllogism, right? So just to be clear, since we're saying it's not a hypothetical syllogism, what inference rule is the argument using? Don't dodge the question this time, you stupid piece of shit.
So you obviously have tracking issues because I already gave you the reasoning and I gave you the argument for why it would be a hypothetical syllogism. If you really attack the arguments that I actually provided and stop fucking schizobazzing about me looking terrible in this conversation, I understand that's your cope mechanism to make yourself rhetorically look good, but you look like a dumbass here, Mason. And when this fucking debate fucking gets posted on fucking recording, you're going to see that you didn't actually respond to any of the arguments that I provided, you stupid bitch. And I'm still waiting for the argument to why I would need to give a inference rule. And I already told you that you made the claim that in order for you to be convinced, you would need to know the inference rule in order for your argument to be valid. But I already told you my argument can be valid without me providing any inference rules, you stupid bitch. If you're saying that it can't be so, then you would be committing an argument from ignorance once again. I'm tired of you just keep repeating yourself. You look fucking humiliated right now. You're getting rhetorically your back blown out, you stupid bitch, and I'm dunking on your bitch ass like I'm fucking Michael Jordan, you stupid bitch. Anyways, back to what I was saying, you fucking retard. Yeah. So what is the argument that I ought to give a inference rule in order for you to be convinced? Go ahead.
No one said that you ought to give an inference rule, right? Obviously, like for example, okay, I'm not going to make the claim that you fucking ought not like throw shit at people, okay? But what I would say is when you do it, when you do the retarded thing, I'm going to fucking point it out and I'm going to laugh at you, right? You can barely fucking string together a sentence. You're going in circles. You're delusional. You're insane. You're gaslighting yourself. You're mad. You're a broken record. We need to get a fucking therapist in here to actually force you to engage with the question. I never claimed, just to be clear for the entire audience, I think every single person heard me say this, I didn't claim that you ought to give the inference rule. No one's claiming that, right? You could just not live up to the obligation. The same way, right, that I just gave with the prior example, it could be the case that you fucking like ought not, I don't know, throw shit at people. You can just not do it. So I don't need to make a claim as to whether or not you ought to give an argument. The only thing I need to make a claim about is whether or not you actually do have an inference rule for the argument. And just to be clear, right, in order for me to be convinced of the argument, right? Presumably, to be convinced of an argument is just to hold the view that it's sound, right? And to hold the view that an argument is sound is just to hold the view where you think that the following two propositions are true, right? The argument in question is valid, and the premises in the argument are correct, right? The premises in the argument are true. Now, in order for me to think that it's valid, you're gonna have to be able to provide me the fucking inference rule. Now, what you can just do is just not provide the inference rule. You can just run away from the question like what you've been doing prior. You can just keep fucking intellectually masturbating yourself. You can keep on dodging the question, right? If dodging questions was a fucking sport, you'd have a fucking gold medal, right? Because over and over again, after me asking the question, I think about 5 different times, you haven't provided an answer a single fucking time, right? For a fucking bitch, for the bitch that you are, you have some fucking huge balls just making shit up on the spot, right? It actually has to be humiliating, actually has to be intellectually humiliating to be a fucking fiction debater and to lose to an IRL debater. This is actually humiliating. On fiction, by the way. It's fucking humiliating. So why don't we try one more time? And if you refuse to give it D1, like I said, we can just move to fucking judgment, right? We can have the fucking, whoever the knuckle dragging fucking judge is to give their stupid judgment, right? You can just tell me what the inference rule is.
Okay, so back to what I was saying, you little Uzi Vert looking bitch, you fucking white Donald Trump, ugly ass moon bounce body ass, dirty ass fucking Megatron looking ass Geico lizard, ugly ass bitch. Like the fuck I was saying, you ugly ass George Foreman looking ass motherfucking Bill Clinton. I found the motherfucking $100 bill looking ass white freak. Back to what the fuck I was saying, you stupid ass bitch. I already gave you the fucking hypothetical syllogism, right, in the format that my argument was formed by, you stupid bitch. You have not yet responded to that. You just keep repeating the same fucking thing. What's the inference rule, D1? You're just dodging the fucking question. And you're getting your black blown on right now, D1. And you look fucking humiliated in front of everybody because I've been asking for the inference rule. And if you're going to keep dodging the fucking question, then you can just keep dodging and we can move on to conclusions. That's what all you've been saying this entire fucking debate. And you don't look good. You don't look rhetorically good. You look like a fucking dumbass. You built like a fucking troll. All right. So back to what I was saying. I already gave you the argument for why it will be a hypothetical syllogism. You didn't address that. I also gave you the reason why does not need to give an inference rule, and that an inference rule can still be applied without me telling you the fucking inference rule. You're saying in order for me to be convinced that your argument needs to be sound and needs to be valid, I just told you that an argument can be sound and valid without me giving an inference rule. I don't give a fuck if you're convinced that it's fucking sound or valid. All I need to do is convince the judge on why it's sound and why it's valid, you stupid bitch. I'm not convincing you. I'm convincing the judge. That's how debates work. I don't need to convince my opponent. I need to convince the judge. Right? So if the judge deemed that my argument is valid and sound, that's all that matters. So once again, what is the argument for why I need to give an inference rule in order for my argument to be sound and valid? Not for you to be convinced that it's sound or valid. Once again, an inference rule can still be applied to the argument without me telling you what it is, you stupid bitch. Once again, you have not yet addressed my argument. And I already told you how my premise 1 and premise 2 are actually true and that they correlate with the conclusion. So the conclusion will follow because P1 and P2 are true. And I already gave you reasons to why P1 and P2 is true, directly from the author literally stating that it's true, directly from the author creating the fiction, and he deems what is true within his own verse, you stupid bitch. And you don't look good because you're getting dunked on the philosophy topic. You're trying to say this is a fictional topic, but this is actually turned into a philosophy topic because you want to talk about fucking logic and propositional fucking logic and inference rule and shit because you want to turn it into a philosophy date because you don't know shit about anime. You get dunked on if you actually try to respond to the argument via the narrative or via what's been shown within the actual verse. You just run away with these philosopher red tactics like goons, bitch ass, like gonna smack his ass in his fucking face with a whoopee cushion, you fat nose fart face bitch. So back to what I was saying, bro. You're just getting dunked on. You're getting humiliated here. So now we can move on and we can get a judgment. Stupid bitch.
So just to be clear, you're not tracking. I said it like 85 different times. No one's claiming that in order for an argument to be valid, D1 in particular has to give a fucking inference rule for the argument. The claim was just this. For anyone to have a reason to think that the argument's valid, D1 has to give them the inference rule, right? If this is D1's argument specifically, and this is a debate about D1's argument. So just to be clear, no one's claiming that a necessary condition for any given argument being valid is that fucking D1 gives the inference rule for the argument. Just to be fucking incredibly clear, so this fucking dementia patient can track what I'm saying. It's like you don't even know where you're at. Wait. Like, I actually can't tell if you fucking accidentally joined this call and stumbled into this debate because it sounds like you weren't ready to address a single thing that I said. Every single thing that you've said in response to what I've said has just been fundamentally not addressing it, right? Every single time I point out that it doesn't take the form of a hypothetical syllogism, what you do, and the reason you do this is because you're retarded, right? You just say, oh yeah, it is a hypothetical syllogism, and you haven't responded to it. Well, just to be clear, I already explained the form of a hypothetical syllogism. I'm sure the judge heard me explain the form of a hypothetical syllogism, and I'm also sure that the judge heard me explain how the form of the argument you took wasn't a hypothetical syllogism, right? And just to be clear, just to fucking recapitulate it, because I'm sure that you forgot again because you're retarded, a hypothetical syllogism takes the form of if P then Q, if Q then R, P therefore R, right? Your argument takes the form of P, Q, therefore R. So it's sad that anime debaters prop up retards like you by fucking muting me, right? Not only, right, were you losing the fucking cage match against me, you're getting absolutely annihilated, but now that I've actually been muted, you're still fucking losing to me. All you can do is rhetorically beat your chest in response to what I'm saying I got humiliated since you can't pronounce the word fucking humiliated correctly, since you're a brain dead drumbling retard, right? You're squirming so fucking hard to try to avoid my question. Yeah, I think I agree. I'm fine with moving to judge.
So, yeah, I'm gonna say this last thing, you squidward looking motherfucker, and then I'm gonna move on to conclusions because you look like a fucking. So once again, I ask you, why do I need to give a inference rule in order for my argument to be valid? You just keep asking me that same question that I need to provide an inference rule in order for you to be convinced. Why do I need to provide an inference rule if you need to be convinced? You can base the inference rule based off the format of the argument that I gave, right? So you should know the inference rule if you study prop logic, you stupid bitch, like you say you do. You're a fucking philosophy genie, right? So you should know the inference rule based off the argument, how the argument is formatted. Once again, I don't think that it's necessary for me to provide an inference rule in order for my argument to be valid or sound. You haven't given me a reason or justification to why I would need to do so. You yourself even said that you don't even ought to do so, that I don't need to ought to give an inference rule. It's just for you to be convinced that the argument is actually valid and sound. But I don't give a fuck if you're convinced or not. You're just repeating yourself. And I already told you how my argument was formatted in a hypothetical syllogism. If you didn't address that point, then that's fine. You just keep repeating how the fucking hypothetical syllogism is formatted. But you haven't actually addressed the argument that I provided for how my argument is formatted in a hypothetical syllogism. You just keep repeating yourself. The hypothetical syllogism is formatted in P, therefore Q, Q, therefore R, so R. Bitch, I already know that. Obviously, I know what an hypothetical syllogism is, and I already gave you why my argument is formatted in that way. Once again, like I said it before, you committed an argument from ignorance, and you're just begging the question. You just keep repeating yourself here. So now we can move on to conclusions, bitch. Yeah, Paulo, who you think won that debate?
Ooh, I'm glad we figured out all the fucking various different philosophy terms that fucking D1 the retard doesn't understand. Right, so the first philosophy term that you fucking employed was begging the question. So just to be clear, I'm not begging the question because I didn't give a formal argument where the premise in the argument was parasitic off of the truth of the conclusion. Right, you also used the term hypothetical syllogism, and it even sounded like you could partially repeat what a hypothetical syllogism was back to me, right, but you couldn't fucking get the part where you're affirming the antecedent of the argument, right, all that you got was the fucking two conditionals, but that's fine, right, but I didn't just tell you what a hypothetical syllogism was, just to be clear. I know you weren't tracking that because I know you're fucking retarded, right? But just to be clear, I actually told you what the inference rule is in conjunction with the structure of your argument, right? And I showed how the structure of your argument is discrepant with the inference rule in particular, right? And just to be clear, because what you said is, oh, well, if you're a philosophy genius, if you're like really smart in philosophy, you should be able to like tell the inference rule of any argument. Well, actually, not all arguments have inference rules, D1. You would know this if you aren't retarded. Arguments that don't have inference rules are called invalid ones. And your argument doesn't fucking contain a single inference rule. Because you're retarded, you don't know how to construct an argument with an inference rule. So please fucking fire your neurons off and listen to what I'm saying, okay? Do you think that just saying the same thing 10 times, even though it's addressed 20 times, makes you look better in the conversation? I've already explained to you numerous different times what the inference rule is, right? That hypothetical syllogism is, how that's discrepant with the structure of your argument in particular, and why it follows that your argument is fucking invalid from that. The reason you won't engage with me, D1, the reason you have to fucking run and hide from the mute button is because it'll make you look bad. You look fucking terrible. I don't have to run like you. But even when I allow you to run, even when I allow you the fucking distance of having me behind the mute button, you still get fucking annihilated, even on a fiction topic. D1, you've been humiliated in this discussion. Your fucking reputation is tarnished after this. You need to kill yourself. It's over.
I need to kill myself over a fucking debate. I need to kill myself, guys. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a knife and just slit my throat. Dumbass nigga. Like, why the fuck would I do that? I understand that the debating is the only thing that you got going for yourself because you're some fucking narcissistic fucking freak who gives a fuck about debating all fucking day, who sits on his fucking laptop and sits in that fucking funky ass chair that you keep farting in, and that your mother farts in, and that your brother farts in, because you guys are just some stinky butt bitches, you nasty neck ass freak. So back to what the fuck I was saying, you ugly ass bitch, right? Yeah. So the way that you're begging the question is that you're assuming that you need to be convinced via me providing an inference rule. And I asked you, what is the justification for that? And you just repeated the claim that you need to be convinced by giving an inference rule. So that is the argument that you're begging the question is, dumbass nigga. You're assuming the conclusion via the premise that you provided, retard. So once again, I'm going to ask you the same question, and you can run away and dodge and just repeat yourself for the fucking 50th time. Why do you need to be convinced? Okay, by my argument being valid or sound, me provided an inference rule. I already told you that you can literally know the inference rule based off how the argument is formatted, okay? Or I don't need to tell you the inference rule for my argument to be valid or sound. That's why you keep asking me that same question that you need to be convinced by it, inference rule. Bitch ass nigga. So that is the argument that you're begging the question. And so obviously you don't know the term of begging the question. You can't actually track or fucking keep up. Back to what I was saying, Brody. Obviously, I provided the weight in a hypothetical syllogism. I already told you that, and you haven't responded to the argument I provided for why it will be in a hypothetical syllogism format. And you just keep telling me what a hypothetical syllogism is, which I already responded to for the 50th time. You're just repeating yourself here. You don't rhetorically look good in this fucking conversation. You're just fucking stuttering. You just keep saying the same fucking thing over and over again. So yeah. We can end it here. Please give me the judgment. I'll just go down to VC and ask people who I thought won. You're just repeating yourself for the 50th time. So yeah, let's end the debate. Stay with me. We're done. So you could just keep that.
I got you.
All right.
I'm muted. It's gonna be fair.
All right. We're just gonna go to the VC, the one. Chrome, you was here. You were listening to the debate.
Yo, even Destiny, we can debate on the topic.
just got here, dog.
Okay. Sync, you were listening.
And I was moderator.
Apollo, you were listening.
Yep.
Who you thought won?
Rhetorically, definitely you.
Okay. D2.
Oh, holy shit! Wait, this guy's asking the one person or one of the only people in species that's got blown the fuck out.
Hold on. I keep going.
Wait, do you see that got blown the fuck out in our conversation? Wait, let's debate right now.
Yeah, you got fucking island in our discussion. Oh, wait, because you wanna hide behind the fucking server me because you're retarded. I'm gonna blow the fuck. I'm gonna blow you the fuck out literally any topic.
Even Destiny.
Yeah, name a single topic, give a single argument for any fucking belief you have. I'm gonna.
Wait, Apollo. Wait, I muted him.
Wait, hold on, retard. Wait, guys, in voice call, guys in VC. Hold on. Don't make the retard run away, okay? So he's claiming that he destroyed me in our past conversation. So I just want us to debate on a topic right now. So we can debate on whether he beat me in our past debates, or we can debate on another debate regarding like field of mind, or theism, or whatever topic that you want to debate on, whether epistemology or ontology. Like, it's your choice right now.
Yeah, you pick the topic. Whatever your strongest topic is out of all the topics you debate.
I don't have a strongest topipic.
You don't have a strongest topic? It's because you fucking suck at every single debate is out.
Your mic's ass, by the way. I don't know if you can prove that.
How the fuck is this guy's mic even louder? What the fuck?
That's just crazy. Yo, focus tested that.
Pick a topic. Go ahead.
Yeah, you guys have to keep muted because I blow the fuck out of fucking water.
Who's this nigga with a deep ass voice?
This nigga Focus ain't trying to get loud, nigga.
Wow, who can mute? Bro, hold on. Let the debate.
Wait, don't mute focus. Don't mute focus. Yo, wait, focus. Do you want the bitch in first or do you want me to bitch in first? Which one is it? Okay, gotcha. Okay, so with Destiny and what the epistemic realism is, sure. What's your position on that topic?
Agnostic.
You're agnostic? Do you know you're agnostic?
No.
How do you
Well, actually,
how do you know?